Welcome back to the channel. We've been building this series layer by layer. Episode 1 exposed the cost of the nodding crowd. Episode 2 broke down the psychology of the approval trap. Episode 3 forced us into radical self-honesty and the isolation test. Now we step into reconstruction. This is episode 4, Cultivating a Ruthless Commitment to Personal Truth. Because once you dismantle the need for consensus, you can't stay empty. You have to build something in its place. If you don't build internal authority, you'll drift right back into seeking approval. Today is about anchoring yourself. First, let's talk about defining your North Star metrics. If you don't define what success means to you, the crowd will define it for you. Followers, applause, views, praise, titles. But those are vanity metrics. They are loud but shallow. Imagine a ship at sea without a compass. Doesn't matter how strong the engine is or how skilled the crew is. Without direction, the ship drifts wherever the current pulls it. Your North Star metrics are your compass. Not how many people liked it, but did I improve my skill today? Did I show integrity? Did I move closer to mastery? Did I produce something honest? Think about a craftsman in a workshop. He isn't counting applause. He's measuring precision. He's sanding edges. He's refining angles. His satisfaction comes from excellence, not approval. When your metrics shift from popularity to progress, something powerful happens. Silence doesn't shake you. Criticism doesn't define you. Comparison doesn't distract you, because you know what you're measuring. If you measure your life by applause, you will always feel unstable. If you measure it by mastery, you become grounded. Next, let's cover healthy non-conformity, which is disagreement as sovereignty. Most people interpret disagreement as social failure, but disagreement is often a sign of intellectual sovereignty. If you say something meaningful, someone will resist it. Picture a mountain standing tall in the middle of an open plain. The wind hits it from every direction. Does the mountain apologize? Does it shrink? Does it bend to the breeze? It remains anchored. Healthy nonconformity doesn't mean you reject every opinion. It means you are capable of standing firm when your convictions are clear. It means you can listen without folding. You can learn without surrendering your backbone. If everyone agrees with you, you're either speaking safely or not speaking deeply. When you begin to value truth over approval, disagreement stops feeling like rejection and starts feeling like data. It tells you where tension exists. It tells you where people are uncomfortable. And often, discomfort is where growth lives. Non-conformity isn't rebellion for attention. It's alignment without apology. This brings us to practicing the daily dissent. That a commitment to personal truth isn't theoretical, it's practical. You build it through repetition. I call it the daily dissent. That doesn't mean you argue with everyone. It means you intentionally strengthen your spine. Share one honest thought each day, even if it might not be universally loved. Say no once a day when something doesn't align. Express respectful disagreement when necessary, instead of nodding silently. Do one thing imperfectly in public without deleting it out of fear. It's like building calluses on your hands. The first time you lift weights, your palms blister. But over time, the skin thickens. What once hurt becomes manageable. Psychological calluses work the same way. If you avoid friction, you stay soft. If you practice small doses of discomfort, you become resilient. And resilience is what allows you to carry bigger responsibilities. Because here's the truth. The higher you climb, the stronger the winds get. If you can't handle minor disagreement, you won't survive major leadership. Now, let's talk about anchoring your identity internally. When you cultivate ruthless commitment to personal truth, something shifts internally. You stop asking, how did that land, and start asking, was that aligned? You stop chasing rooms that accept you and start building rooms that reflect you. Imagine a tree planted by shallow water. Every time the surface dries, it panics. But a tree whose roots go deep into the earth survives drought. External approval is surface water. Internal conviction is deep roots. When your identity is anchored internally, criticism becomes manageable. Silence becomes tolerable. Slow progress becomes acceptable. You become stable, and stability is power. For our closing reflection, this episode isn't about arrogance. It's about anchoring. It's about refusing to outsource your identity to people who are responsible for your life. Ruthless commitment to personal truth means you measure by mastery. You see disagreement as sovereignty, you practice daily dissent, and you anchor your identity internally. Over time, you stop seeking validation and start building legacy. Before we close, I want you to reflect. What is one area in your life where you need to practice daily dissent? Drop it in the comments. Be specific. Let's build real dialogue. If this episode strengthened you, like the video, share it with someone who needs a backbone reminder. And if you're serious about growth, subscribe. Because this series isn't about hype, it's about reconstruction. We're not here to be comfortable, we're here to be aligned. This is the Ordinary Guy 2.0, responsibility before ego.